afternoon, Mr. Suhail, as our ACC407 lecturer. So today we are going to present the Smart Pack Marketing Cinderella Berhad Company. So our group members consist of Azandra Rebecca, Jose Iskia, James and Ryan. So basically these are the contents that we are going to cover and present today. So to complete this course, we were asked to form a group to conduct a study on how a company applies accounting principles and how to apply them in their business from the aspects of preparing financial statement positions. So we are required to identify whether our chosen company adopts and uses the right or correct accounting system. So we have decided to choose a sole trading company known as Smart Pack Marketing Cinderella Berhad, but widely known as QPAC Malaysia. The methodology we used in the study was verbal. Initially, we intended to interview the founder herself, but she was unable to attend due to her busy schedule. So, therefore, we have interviewed Mrs. Rosna Domas as the customer account manager. And for your information, standard operating procedures (SOPs) are strictly conducted throughout the interview. So these are the business background. The company name is Smart Pack Marketing Cinderella Berhad, widely known as QPAC Malaysia. As I mentioned in the previous slide, they offers product packaging services with designs and logos for free. They also provide free consulting services to entrepreneurs regardless of company background. They have two branches. The first background, which is HQ, located at Sungai Petani Kedah, and for Sabah branch located at Surya in Dalam Kota Kinabalu. The capital to start a packaging business, total assets and profits are not shared by the business owner. So their business activities, they work with businesses to determine the best packaging style of their products, where promised high quality printing, high quality material and exclusive detail finishing. So we move to the next slide. These are the characteristics of QPAC Malaysia. They're registered as Smart Pack Marketing Cinderella Berhad in Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia (SSM) for its business operation. The owner and founder of this company is Catherine Domas, and they manage and control this company, managed by the owner herself, Catherine Domas, and assisted by employees, whether full-time or part-time. An accountant also, who is in charge of the company's day-to-day budget, help the owner itself, especially in budgeting. Classification of business items for QPAC. Number one is asset. Asset is an item that a company has that have a future economic value that can be measured and expressed in currency. So basically there are two types of assets. Number one is current assets and number two is non-current assets. For current assets, in QPAC Malaysia consists of cash in hand, cash at bank, trade debtors, stocks, and also deposit and prepayments from their clients. And for non-current assets, consists of furniture and fittings, office equipment, and motor vehicles which are used to pick up their products from the courier office. Next is liabilities. Liabilities is its financial obligation to its creditors. So there are two types of liabilities: current liabilities and non-current liabilities. For current liabilities, in QPAC Malaysia, it consists of trade creditors, accruals, hire purchase creditor, hire purchase interest suspense, sales tax, and deposit received. While for non-current liabilities, QPAC Malaysia does not have any non-current liabilities. The third one is drawing. Drawing is the act of a business owner withdrawing cash or assets for personal use. And for information, there were no drawings record being provided by QPAC Malaysia. Next is capital. Capital is a wealth in the form of money, or other assets owned by a person or organization or available for a purpose such as starting a company or investing. This part also, there is no record being provided by QPAC Malaysia. Next is revenues. Revenues is a monetary value of various goods and services provided to clients. So QPAC company sources of revenues are from sales and cash sales of their packaging products. The price will depend on what type of products the client sells and their desired design. Okay, the last one is expenses. Sorry, there are only 6 business items for QPAC Malaysia. Okay, the last one is expenses. Expenses is the cost of the assets or services utilized to generate revenue. So there are 2 types of expenses: operating expenses and non-operating expenses. For operating expenses, QPAC Malaysia spend more on advertisement, traveling expenses, maintenance of motor vehicles, water and electricity, telephone charges for dealing with a lot of clients, printing and stationery, and postage and stamps. There are also other expenses, which are bank charges, depreciation of fixed assets, loss on foreign exchange, interest expense, commission and allowances, office rental, and other general expenses. But for non-operating expenses not disclosed by the company. Moving next to the recording process of the company. The accounting process is a cycle of activities that are conducted at the end of each accounting period in order to consolidate the transaction of a company in order to prepare extremely important financial statements. So there are 8 recording processes involved in the company for QPAC Malaysia, according to our study. Okay, the first one is source documents. So as we all know that source documents is an original record that contains the information necessary to support a transaction that has been put into an accounting system. So for example, for QPAC Malaysia, after they're consulting a client, first they need to prepare a quotation to the accounting department, and then the accounting department will verify the payment and prepare invoice. And second step is they issue official receipt after the verification to the client. So the QPAC invoice serves as the data source for the recording of items acquired by the company. Okay, second is books of prime entry or journal. Journalizing is the process of putting transactions into the journals and keeping track of them. So this company purchases machinery such as a thermoforming vacuum packaging machine on credit. The transaction will be documented in the purchase diary. Next is ledgers. A ledger is a book or a file that includes a series of financial records. So QPAC has an accounting team that is responsible for ledgers such as purchase ledgers, sales ledger, and general ledger that contains all other accounts except debtors and creditors, personal account balances. Alright, for trial balance, a trial balance is an accounting statement which shows the amounts in each of an organization general ledger accounts at a specific time and date. So this trial balance prepared by account associates on a regular basis, so generally at the conclusion of each reporting period. Next is adjusted entries. Adjusted entries are done to ensure that the assets and liabilities accounts, as well as the accompanying revenues and costs, accurately represent the effect of underlying transactions on the accounting periods. So QPAC makes certain to incorporate adjustments and recalculate the value on a regular basis. So next is adjusted trial balance. So in this process, QPAC has made it a priority to create and compile adjusted trial balances from its establishments. So this is due to the fact that the firm has a well-developed accounting system. Alright, so next is financial statement. Financial statement is written records that convey the business activities and the financial performance of a company. So in QPAC, they have an accounting team which they in charge of preparing the company's financial statements, that it helps them to track profit and loss of the company. So the last one is reversing entries. The reversing entry is a journal entry made in an accounting period which reverses selected entries made in the immediately preceding period. So QPAC utilizes reversing entries when dealing with such a transaction, for example, cancelled or reverse journal entries. So for strength, there are three strengths that we list down here for QPAC Malaysia according to our study. The first strength is this company have high quality and user-friendly products, reasonable and affordable price, and great promotion and marketing strategies. But there are weaknesses for this company. There are four. Number one is unsystematic accounting methods and principles, lack of staff, insufficient vehicles for delivery purposes, and poor filing and documentation. So as a conclusion, we believe that company need to have an organized accounting process in order to run smoothly. It is significant because it offers diverse stakeholders with quantitative financial information that can be used to make economic decisions. A proper accounting records is crucial because it aids in evaluating business performance, managing and monitoring cash flow, and ensuring statutory compliance. So QPAC has unsystematic accounting methods and principles which can affect their business transactions and their future decision making. So as a solution, we recommend that this company should hiring more people to join the company so that it's easy for them to track on the accounting cycle, since the business is surely going to expand in the future. And we believe that it will give positive outcomes to their future and endeavors and rise higher in their business line. So that's all for our presentation today. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.